It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Hey everybody, Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're wrapping up the NBA regular season in style here on 2K Sports. Tonight's broadcast will feature Pittsburgh as they go up against Orlando.
Hello and welcome everyone to another exciting edition of the NBA. And as the
Well, guys, when Devin Booker's father finished his playing career,
and that kind of toughness is crucial to have at a young age. Thanks, DA. And this late in the season, Chris, health is a big factor. A lot of players willing to play through injury. Just how common is it for someone to play dinged up in the NBA? Not at 100%.
Well, I think mostly every player is playing dinged up. I think you have so many players that are hurting while they play. But I don't know if you have many that are injured. And so you have to walk that line of distinction in. But it's no way not to have these practices, to go up with this physical play, to exert so much energy every day of your life and not have some war wounds for it. But it's part of the game. Can you maintain it? Can you handle it? Can you tough it out? And can you help your team win a championship? That's what the whole goal is.
A look at the Magic starting group. We've got Russell Westbrook, Trevor Ariza out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's DeAndre Jordan, and it's Korver in at the 2 guard. Millsap a screen. Westbrook kicks to Millsap. Shot clock at 6. Here's Ariza. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assists. Ariza's got his team on the board to start the game for the Magic.
And the three-point shooting skills of Ariza are just lethal. A volume shooter from there who can flat out light it up.
Kicks it out to Booker. Buries the long-range jumper. Booker's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Westbrook with it. Coming off a solid outing against Miami. Overdone. Second shot opportunity. The shot by Jordan, no good.
A hand right in his face on the layup. Excellent defense that time in the paint.
And so just over a minute and a half played. Dunn kicks to Booker from deep three-point range. And again, it's Pittsburgh with a 3. And Stan Van Gundy, known for being one of the more demanding coaches when it comes to defense. He doesn't care who you are. If you're not giving it your all on the defensive end, you're going to find yourself on the bench.
Well, he's clear with what he wants and what he expects, and you know, when you step on the floor.
There's 1:54 left in the first quarter. He kicks it to Livingston. And Kyle Korver picks up the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Dunn. There's a minute 40 left in the first. 5 on the clock. A 3 ball. He can't get it to go. The Magic go the other way with it. They're getting their first look at the season at Pittsburgh in this one.
And they won the season series against this club last year, but, you know, then again, so did a lot of other teams.
Westbrook with it. Now guarded by Dunn.
And one thing you have to say about Russell Westbrook, he is an absolute star. I mean, the type of player you can build around and win with. Just the total package on the offensive end of the floor.
The numbers Westbrook put up last season in his MVP run, Greg, just staggering.
And you figured his numbers would get a bump, but I don't think anybody could have expected this guy to average a triple-double. I mean, arguably the most impactful superstar in the league.
Westbrook missing again. Pittsburgh leading by 3. Livingston kicks to Dunn. Picked by Horford. The feed to Livingston. Over Ariza. He drains it from the right block. A chance at a 2-for-1 if they want it.
If I'm them, I try it.
Westbrook kicks to Millsap. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. The Magic again can't hit.
Whether he's wide open or covered, he can't get anything to go in right now.
19 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. Chandler with the screen on Ariza. Shot clock at 6. Here's Livingston. A three-pointer, no good. Oh, he hits it! How about that shot? So at the end of one. And a chance now to hear from Paul Millsap talking about the confidence of his team.
You know, our attitude approaching the game has been, you know, we can beat any team in this league, you know, if we work together. And, you know.
Greg, it's got to be more than just attitude, right? I mean, ultimately, don't you have to have guys step up and produce in some cases or even overproduce?
You do, but really it is about attitude and confidence. I mean, those are the two elements that if you bring to the table, you really will have a chance to beat anyone. And so don't discount that attitude when you're on a roll. They call it getting your swag on today. Back in the day, it was called having your mojo working. Right. So same thing, and you can ride that for quite a ways.
Neither team able to build much of a lead up to this point as we start the second quarter. And guys, when you consider how Pittsburgh is doing, your thoughts?
I think they play great D and not giving up anything easy early on.
Yeah, closing down the lane, closing out on perimeter shooters. Interesting first quarter.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. And Pittsburgh looking at who they've got out there. Dunn is out there with Devin Booker. Then there's Livingston. Then there's Horford. And it's Chandler in at the 5.
And how about the vertical of Jordan? Easily rising up for the timely alley-oop slam.
Now Dunn. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Horford, no luck.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump. You know, and if you remember in college with the Gators, you know, Al Horford played power forward. Power forward, they're the same now, but he's been out of position his entire NBA career, so you have to give him credit for playing tough night in and night out.
Oh, the officials are all over that one.
For Orlando, they have missed both of their free throws tonight, 0 for 2 so far.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
And as the league has moved to emphasize skill, it seems like things, Chris, are tipping Horford's way as far as him manning that center position.
Yeah, but you still have to be able to score inside. And so for Horford, we saw in the playoffs, you have to make your presence known inside. Though you're a big fella, you have to average a lot of rebounds or you have to be physical inside. You still have to make your presence and your size known.
On offense, here are the Magic. They're rolling here with a 9-point run. Westbrook kicks to Millsap. Good work defensively by Horford.
And he's just a tough defender. Good positioning to get after that shot.
Well, not all defenses are constructed to protect the mid-range area. Nicely done that time.
Chandler a screen. Korver against Booker. Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got his 7th rebound here tonight. Outside Westbrook. Kicks it out to Ariza. He wants to get to Millsap and does. Once again off the mark, Orlando. Pittsburgh trails by 7. Horford with the screen on Korver. And Booker kicks to Livingston. Dishes to Horford from 15 feet away. And he sinks that one, hitting the back of the rim on the way in. And it's 8 points for Devin Booker. Magic leading by 5. Ariza outside. There's 42 seconds left to play here in the half. Some nice ball movement by the Magic. And Westbrook gets it to go.
Yeah, awesome watching Westbrook drain the 3 ball there. He just needs to focus on being a little more efficient from downtown.
Some tough offensive sets. They want to turn it around.
Yeah, right now you just need a bucket to get some momentum.
Horford dishes to Livingston. And here is Dunn. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. Drops in the tray.
And that's how you answer back.
Trading bombs the last two possessions. They're going that way, man.
Westbrook passes to Ariza. And that comes off the assist by Russell Westbrook. Ariza's got the lead. Back up to 8 now for the Magic. Got the shot! He got it!
No better.
Russell Westbrook has been leading the charge for Orlando. He ends up dropping.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime
The first half in
Show.
the books. This is Ernie Johnson. This is Shaquille O'Neal. This is Ken. It was a closely contested first quarter for Orlando. They never dug too deep a hole for themselves in the first period. The most they trailed by was 5. They asserted themselves nicely in the second quarter, and now. And time now to send you back down to the floor with Kevin Harlan. We'll see you later.
We have a close ball game on our hands as we get set for the second half of basketball. Russell Westbrook. Magic leading by 5.
And it's fair to say Tyson Chandler, not the player he once was, but still a fantastic rebounder and eats up space and does everything you want from a big man.
On the court for Orlando, Trevor Ariza out there with Paul Millsap. Then there's DeAndre Jordan. Then there's Russell Westbrook. And it's Korver in at the shooting guard position. Orlando's gone 5 of 10 from downtown tonight. 50% exactly. And with Chandler, Greg, he still rebounds at a fantastic rate, even though he's the team veteran. As long as he gets minutes, he'll get you some boards.
And part of that is because he's always been one of the smarter rebounders in our league. Just aware of how to set up and track the basketball after the shot goes up. And he makes great use of his length and strength.
Westbrook with it. Now guarded by Dunn. Jordan sets the pick for Westbrook. Pass to Korver. Ariza outside. Buries it from three-point range. Ariza's got the lead up to 8 now for the Magic.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Chandler is screen. Chandler with the screen on Korver. The pass to Horford. He feeds it to Dunn. 6 on the shot clock. Picked by Horford. Jumper off the screen. Almost, but it rolls out.
And you know what? You can't get a better screen. Frees him up beautifully, but he just fails to capitalize.
The best laid plans, right? Well, I tell you right there, though, that's one they'll take every single time.
Booker outside. And again, it's Pittsburgh missing.
They haven't been able to get their legs under them since coming out of the locker room. 0 for 4 to start the half.
Greg, it's been a long rebuild for the Magic, but they really feel they've got a plan in place.
Well, you've heard the front office talking that they're going to win at least one championship by the year 2030. And I got to say, that's an interesting quote, to say the least. I mean, I have heard of a 5-year plan, but a 13-year plan, I guess you'd call that building for the long term.
Pass to Livingston. Kicks to Dunn. Beyond the arc. Ariza with the rebound.
Just a solid performance on the interior. The rebounding has been off the charts.
Here's Millsap, and it's Orlando with another.
Oh, he gets in a good position in the post, and the entry feed is there for him.
Pittsburgh trails by 13. Here's Dunn. He dishes it to Horford. Feeds to Dunn. They set the screen. Horford with the screen on Korver. To stop the run. Livingston, that's good.
Oh, great concentration by Livingston, able to convert with the defender in his shirt.
Outside Westbrook. Passes it to Millsap. And it's sent back by Horford. And they get it back. For 3, Westbrook. It's good from long range. Westbrook's got 6 points in the quarter.
Yeah, great outside shooting, really fueling this run.
They've been looking out of sync offensively.
Yeah, their offense has ground to a standstill. And Al Horford just so versatile. You know, that extends to the defensive end as well. Very mobile, can move his feet with smaller players, and at the same time gives you a presence on the interior.
So he gets them both. And Horford won't wow you with his athleticism. But Greg, he's still a pretty good shot blocker.
He has great timing, anticipation, and awareness. Don't forget also he's got terrific hands, and you see that with all the steals he racks up.
3 seconds separate the shot clock and game clock. Dunn kicks to Booker. Chandler with the screen on Korver. The dish now to Horford. Over Millsap. Horford, no luck. Now here's Westbrook. And again, it's Orlando with the 3.
And you can see the play calling this half. Another one from distance.
Well, that's because they made a concerted effort to get the shooters involved. Now they've built up the confidence.
And so it's Orlando. Feeling good about their 17-point lead heading into the break. Their defense has been terrific in this game. Back to the action after this word. And now let's take a listen to Stan Van Gundy on a recent huddle.
We need to make solid play.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Pittsburgh trails by 17. And Chris, you had to deal with different injuries during your playing career. Some guys get bit by the injury bug and some others avoid it their whole career. Do you think that staying healthy, Chris, is a skill or is it just luck of the draw?
Man, that's a great question, Kevin. I really can't answer that when you look at a guy like Jordan and seeing him only hurt his ankle one time. Or,
right.
You know, I do think when you take care of your body and you prepare that you can definitely stave off injuries. But at the same time, I think it's the luck of the draw. If you were a guy like myself and you're rebounding in the paint and there are a lot of feet under you, you're going to come down on someone's ankle and twist your ankle. We've seen a lot of non-physical injuries, a lot of injuries that just seem to happen out of nowhere. When you look at George's injury with the Olympics that time, or you look at a guy like Steph Curry with his ankle injuries that he had back in the day. So I really can't answer that. That's a great question. It's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg? But I would just say this, no matter how hard you work, it takes a little bit of luck to be successful. I think we all would say that. So I would lean on more so the side of luck than necessarily being prepared and not having an injury.
Good answer. They've got Livingston. Horford is out there with Chandler. Then there's Devin Booker. And it's Dunn in at the point. Now a timeout called by Pittsburgh.
And when you talk about just a natural basketball player, I think you got to envision a guy like Paul Millsap. He just does it all. He's got the skill level and versatility at that power forward position. And in this league today, you have to be able to impact the game the way he does.
And he gets the bucket.
He's just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Orlando leading by 14. Goes up to the stripe, and he knocks down the jumper. 24 points for Russell Westbrook.
Like how confident Westbrook is close to the rim. Gets high off the ground and releases his shot quickly.
Livingston with it. Picked by Horford. And here's Booker from the arc. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Livingston. Booker's got 5 points now this quarter.
And that's what you give up when you don't fight over the screen.
A lot of times your defense is your offense is your defense. This is poor decision-making right here. You can't let them have that shot. Also might have been a lack of effort.
Chandler kicks to Dunn. Chandler a screen. They set the screen. And play stops. Whistle on what looks to be an illegal screen.
Yeah, still moving a little bit when he set that screen. He'll argue that he was set, but I really didn't think so.
I think you'll probably see more arguments on those illegal screen calls than just about any other play. Maybe the charge call, but guys never think they're removed.
Ariza kicks to Westbrook. Unloads from 13. And there are the Magic with another bucket.
And so just rolling to the finish line now in what has been a very confident-looking performance for the Magic.
Two great rebounding teams.
And these guys worked just a little bit harder tonight, and that was the edge they needed.
And a milestone win for the season. This will push their victory total to 20 wins even. And you know, when you look at the huge impact he had, just a monster game for Russell Westbrook.
He had those defenders shaking their heads. There were times when they thought they had a handle on him. And then just like that, he'd go off on another tear.
Dunn dishes to Livingston. Picked by Horford. On the wing, Booker. Clock at 6. Down low. Here's Chandler. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in.
And guys, you got to ask, where was this effort when it mattered? The game's over now.
Oh, yeah, this is a nice run here, but too little too late. And deep down, I think they know it.
Millsap. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot 2. That one on Horford.
And Paul Millsap, a very versatile player, can shoot from anywhere, defend multiple positions. This guy just does it all.
First free throw is good. And Pittsburgh with some changes. Spencer Hawes is checked in for Chandler. Pondexter comes in for Sean Livingston. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Chris Dunn. So Orlando going with an almost entirely new group here. Bazili's checked in for DeAndre Jordan. Anderson comes in for Trevor Ariza. Kennard, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Corey Joseph subbed in for Russell Westbrook. 17 seconds left in the fourth. And stolen by Booker. And the dunk by Booker.
And guys got careless with the ball there, and the turnover leads to the big stuff.
Once he came up right with the steal, he went straight on the attack.
And how about the explosiveness he shows, going from the offensive to the defensive end in a blink.
And so it's Orlando taking this one by a big margin. A solid win on the road for them. David, thank you as always. That's it, folks. The NBA regular season.